Have you ever felt that overwhelming restlessness, that frustration where your mind races endlessly and no amount of sitting still seems to calm it down? You're not alone. Many people think meditation is all about sitting cross-legged in silence, yet sometimes that's exactly what makes it feel impossible. But what if I told you that you could find calm and clarity while moving? That peace and mindfulness could flow naturally with every step you take, without needing to sit or even close your eyes? Walking meditation is an ancient practice that offers a fresh, accessible way to connect to the present moment. It's a beautiful method of meditating that allows you to let go, find stillness within motion, and discover peace in the simple act of walking. So today, let's explore the steps, the insights, and the small shifts in awareness that make walking meditation a powerful way to bring mindfulness into every step of your life. Now you might be wondering, how can walking be meditation? Meditation, in Buddhist teachings, isn't limited to sitting with closed eyes. It's a way of being that we can carry into everything we do. Walking meditation is a practice that's been used for centuries in monasteries and Buddhist traditions around the world. It invites us to bring awareness to each movement, each sensation, and each step we take. Imagine each step as a connection to the present moment, a moment where there is no hurry, no distraction, just a continuous flow of mindfulness. In monastic life, monks often have designated walking paths about 30 to 40 feet in length, where they pace back and forth, practicing this very form of meditation. The beauty is, you don't need such a dedicated track to begin. Any length of space, a small hallway, a garden path, even a section of your living room, can become your sacred walking meditation path. This meditation invites us to transform ordinary walking into a mindful ritual, a bridge between our inner calm and the world around us. Before beginning your practice, find a space that feels comfortable and uninterrupted. This space will be your walking path. Once you've chosen the space, take a moment to approach it with calm and intention. Stand at one end, feel your feet connect with the ground, and pause here. Before any movement, allow yourself to simply be. In this initial stillness, take a few breaths, letting your mind settle into the present. You're not in a rush. This moment, this space, is dedicated to being here fully. As you stand, make a gentle affirmation to yourself. Say, "I'm going to walk from this point to the other, mindfully and with ease." This isn't just a mental reminder, it's an invitation to yourself to slow down, to release any pressure, and to move in harmony with your own breath and body. You may feel a sense of relief as you let go of any hurry or agenda. Just by standing here, you're already in the practice. Now that you're grounded and ready, let's take that first step. Begin by lifting one foot. It doesn't matter which one. As you lift, notice the sensation of your foot leaving the ground. Feel the shift in your balance, the movement of your body. Move your foot forward slowly, aware of every inch of motion, and then, gently, place it on the ground. As your foot makes contact, feel the weight of your body settle into that step. This process, the lifting, moving, and grounding, becomes your focus. There's no rush to complete each step. Each phase of the movement is a tiny moment of mindfulness. It's not about getting somewhere. It's about being where you are. And as you repeat this with the next foot and the next, you're not just walking, you're creating a rhythm of awareness that connects each part of your body and mind with the present moment. It's like a gentle dance with the earth, with each step saying, "I'm here, I'm present, I'm alive." As you continue, deepen your awareness of each step. Walking meditation involves 3 phases of movement, each one equally important. There's the lifting, where your foot rises, the moving, where it glides forward through the air, and the grounding, where it touches back down on the earth. Each phase has its own texture and sensation. Feel the strength in your legs, the subtle balance in your posture, the way your muscles support you. With each phase, let your attention stay steady, noticing how each step flows into the next. And here's a thought to keep in mind. This isn't about perfection. Sometimes your mind will wander. It's only natural, especially in such a simple activity. But whenever you notice your mind drifting, gently, with kindness, bring it back to the next step. And remember, be kind to your mind. It's learning a new way of being, one that takes patience. There's no judgment here, just a return to awareness, as if you're inviting your mind to join you, one step at a time. It's the nature of the mind to wander. It wants to think, plan, and daydream. But in walking meditation, these moments are invitations to practice kindness. When you catch your mind drifting, imagine you're guiding a young child back to focus. Be gentle, be compassionate. You can even smile at yourself for noticing. This isn't a strict discipline, it's a practice of being kind to your mind. In each moment of distraction, there's an opportunity to grow in patience and gentleness, to remember that mindfulness is as much about acceptance as it is about focus. Think of this walking practice as a compassionate conversation with yourself. If your mind wanders 100 times, that's 100 chances to bring it back, with warmth, each time. When you reach the end of your path, it's time to turn, and this too becomes part of your meditation. Instead of turning automatically, make it a mindful action. Start by turning one foot 90 degrees, then bring the other foot in line. There's no rush here, only a sense of intentional movement. The turning becomes a gentle reset, a reminder that each phase of this practice is about awareness. After you've turned, stand for a moment, feel the earth beneath you, and let your attention settle before continuing back the other way. In walking meditation, it's important to find a pace that feels both mindful and comfortable. While moving slowly brings out the details of each step, moving too slowly may feel unstable, while moving too fast can make it difficult to keep your focus. The balance lies in finding a speed that allows you to notice each sensation without feeling rushed or off balance. This balanced pace is what allows mindfulness to stay alive in every step. If you find your mind rushing, slow down. If you feel yourself stumbling, find a slightly quicker rhythm. This gentle adjustment is a reminder that mindfulness isn't rigid. It adapts to our needs, our movements, our present moment. As you become comfortable with walking meditation, you'll find it's a beautiful practice to bring into daily life. Imagine being able to walk mindfully as you head out the door, or as you take a quiet walk through a park. Any moment can become a mindful moment if we approach it with intention and attention. Every step, from the hallway to the garden path, becomes an opportunity to touch the present moment. This practice isn't confined to special sessions. It's something you can carry with you, transforming ordinary walks into moments of deep presence. In Buddhism, mindfulness is often described as a path, a way of waking up to the fullness of life. Walking meditation brings that path to each of us, step by step, helping us to calm our minds, steady our awareness, and return to ourselves. By cultivating this awareness, we develop a mind that is both calm and focused, resilient and kind. And with each mindful step, we strengthen our connection to the present moment, creating a practice that's both grounding and liberating. The Buddha taught that mindfulness, when cultivated consistently, becomes a source of profound peace and understanding. Through walking meditation, we don't just move through life, we engage with it, fully and wholeheartedly. It's a way of honoring each moment, each step, as a gift. So as you explore this practice of mindful walking, remember that each step is an invitation to reconnect with yourself, to find calm in motion, and to bring mindfulness to every part of your life. If you're curious to deepen your practice or learn more ways to bring peace into daily life, check out our next video on simple but powerful Buddhist teachings. And remember, every step brings you closer to a life of calm and clarity. See you in the next video.